So welcome to step 11. In this step, we're going to talk about you becoming a product of the product and how that will help you sell a lot more product as a Mobe consultant. Before we get started, I want you to know that less than 27% of people make it this far, so keep it up, you're doing amazing. So here's what we're going to be talking about in this step. I'm going to share with you how to establish your credibility even when you're brand new and you've never done this before, you're just getting started. I'm going to show you how to solidify your belief in the products that you're actually marketing, and then I'm going to show you how to become a walking testimonial, a walking case study for the products that Mobe actually offers. Let me ask you a question. Who do you think is the best person to sell a product? Do you think that it's someone who's used the product, consumed the product, they've gone through it, they've benefited from it, they've used it the way it's intended to be used, they've experienced that transformation, or do you think it's someone who's never used the product before in their life? Now the answer is pretty obvious. Obviously it's the person who's actually consumed the product. They are like a walking testimonial, and all great sales presentations feature case studies. In fact, I'm going to share with you some of them in just a moment. So in this step, I'm going to talk to you about becoming a product of the product. Now, the first question I want to ask you, this is a question which a well-known speaker actually once asked an audience, and I happen to be in the audience. He said, "What is the most powerful sales device in the world?" And everyone in the audience started putting up their hand and calling out answers. They started saying things like, well, it's an irresistible offer, or it's a great headline, or it's a great price. And what he actually said was, none of those answers are correct. The most powerful form of selling, the most powerful selling device is a case study. In other words, a demonstration that the product actually delivers the benefits that it's promising, a real-life demonstration. So all great sales presentations feature this. And in fact, if you want to see some of the best sales presentations, I'll tell you what I'd like you to do. Tonight, late at night, if you're still up, I want you to turn on the TV and I want you to watch some of the infomercials. Some of those infomercials, in fact, most of them are some of the best examples you can ever get of how to sell product really well. And you'll notice that they are just testimonial after testimonial. They have the before shots, they have the after shots, they have live demonstrations of the product, and it's actually doing what it's designed to do. But you're seeing right before your very eyes proof that it actually works. That's what people want to see, because people in this day and age are more skeptical than ever. Okay, they really are. So they want to see proof, undeniable proof that it actually works. Here's a famous example, and if you're in the USA, you might remember this one. I believe this was showing around in the 1980s, and there was a guy called Cy Sperling who started a company called Hair Club for Men. And when he started out, this was a company that was for men who were going bald, and he wanted to help them out with that. And he himself was going through that. So he started Hair Club for Men, and he didn't have a very big budget. So in the very beginning, he couldn't afford to hire actors or anything like that to star in his TV commercial. So what he actually did is he filmed a short TV commercial. In fact, I'm going to play it for you right now. It goes for about a minute. So let's play that and then we'll come right back.
He came up with the idea of doing a TV commercial, which at the time was revolutionary. No, I don't think there was a hair replacement company doing a TV commercial.
This was the time when Frank Perdue started doing his own commercial and Victor Cayenne started doing his own commercial. And I said, if they can do it for chickens and electric shavers, I'll do one for hair.
The first two commercials that I remember were 60-second commercials. There was a client filmed, and the client was horseback riding and playing tennis and jogging and doing, active things. And it was a pretty slick commercial.
My original plan was to do the commercial we planned on. And at the very end, I'll just do a talking head spot.
I'm not only the hair club president, but I'm also a client.
It was kind of like an insurance policy for the first spot. If the first one didn't work, we would try that one as an alternate.
I remember being in a room and we viewed the two commercials. The side commercial, we looked at that, and it looked a little amateurish. I mean, he was kind of stiff at the time. And
I'm Cy Sperling, president of the Hair Club for Men.
And he wasn't used to being in front of a camera. He looked like Tom Carvel. If you remember the Tom Carvel commercial.
When I went on TV, I'm not a professional spokesperson by no means. I memorized the spot. I'm not only the Hair Club president, I'm also a client, and the rest was history.
We aired that pretty slick commercial, and it didn't do as well as we had hoped.
The first one, the originally planned commercial, bombed out.
He pulled the plug on that commercial, and decided to air the one that looked a little amateurish, the one that he starred in. And it was remarkable. I mean, the leads just went through the roof. That hair club line was kind of like, you know, got milk. You know, it just, for some reason, people just remember that line.
I'm not only the Academy President.
Not only the President of the Hair Club for Men.
I'm also a client.
Wow, who would have ever dreamed that it would have worked that well?
I think it really caught on because back then, you know, all commercials were very stereotyped. Perfect people with perfect voices. Then you have Cy Sperling get on. I mean, he's not professionally trained. It's not slick. He's not Mr. Perfect.
It was obvious that he wasn't an actor or professional performer when he did those spots, but they were so charming. They were so disarming. He was the guy next door. You really were rooting for this guy to succeed.
I personified the bald man who wanted to do something about his hair.
And I think it was just extremely credible that, that the guy that founded the company had the product.
So the famous line you would have heard at the end of that is, I'm not just the president of Hair Club for Men, I'm also a client. And what that did, that little extra 5 seconds where he's holding the picture up and you can see what he used to look like and what he now looks like, that is incredibly powerful. People saw that, people connected with that because it just seemed so authentic. He just seemed like a down-to-earth guy, and there he was showing that he had actually benefited from the product that he was actually promoting. Now, can you imagine if he had never had that problem, if he had never had male pattern baldness before, then do you think that the clients, men who were struggling with that, would be able to relate to him? Absolutely not. But as soon as they could see what he actually looked like before he actually had the treatment, then they knew this guy has been through what I'm going through right now. He now has the outcome that I want, therefore they credit him with the solution automatically. That's the same way it's going to be in your business. When you can show that you've invested in yourself, that you've understood the training, that you are actually a walking product of the product, that's a very powerful thing to use in your marketing. Another great example is any company that sells a rags to riches kind of program. So you'll notice that in all the great sales presentations for any product that talks about making money, there's always a rags to riches story. Okay, that's a centerpiece of that product. So I've done a lot of products in this industry where I'm showing people how to make money online with internet marketing and those kind of things. And whenever I'm putting together a sales video, I always feature a case study. Okay, so sometimes it's me, I talk about how when I first started out, I didn't have a very big budget, but other times I will have some of our top consultants. So I will show when they got started, they were struggling, they weren't making money, and now here they are making all this money. They've got the Mode Motors car, they're living the lifestyle, and that's a very powerful form of marketing. There's also companies that are in the health and fitness industry, so you'll notice that they always have before and after pictures of the weight loss transformation. Okay, so here's a few pictures you can see before and after, and Jenny Craig, for example, a very well-known weight loss company, they're always showing case studies. They're always showing their clients who went through the program and got the result. It's the same with Weight Watchers, and also products like Thigh Master. All of those kind of programs will always feature success stories. So when you're out there and you're being the ambassador for the product, if you can show the transformation that you've been through, it's just incredibly powerful. So when you become a MOB consultant, the most powerful form of marketing is you showing that you've invested in the core curriculum training programs and you've got the benefits that they promise, or you're on the way to getting the benefits that they promise. Okay, so when you can talk about how you went to the Titanium Mastermind and you learned about scaling, and now you're actually taking those strategies, applying them into your business, and you're starting to get results, that's incredibly powerful, it really is. In fact, MOB has thousands of success stories, and what I want to do is I want to play you a short little segment here from people who invested in themselves, invested in the training, and listen to some of the results that they got.
Everything that you need to be able to get your business up and running is done for you. And this system is transforming my life. It's giving me the time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom to be able to live my life in retirement the way I want to on my own terms.
Everybody is trying to help everybody else. There's no competition here. This group of people have come together and they are all there for the group.
Let me tell you, these millionaires, these six-figure earners, the level of conversation that they have is just, it's on another level. And when they start to give you their ideas, you get to see how they think, and it really elevates your thinking to another level and gets the creative juices flowing.
You're the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. You know, I get to surround myself with people that are doing tens of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars when I come to these masterminds. And guess what that does to me? It raises my financial thermostat.
To me, being here at this mastermind actually is incredible, because what I have been seeing from the people that you have here is that it's a lot of people from all over the world, people that are wise, people that really want to go somewhere, and a lot of people that have absolutely reached epitome, and you know, they totally believe that there is no limit, and that is my beliefs as well. So congrats, Mo, for getting such incredible people here at Mastermind.
Before I came online, I did not know what to expect. And within my first 14 months, I made a grand total of $200 online. And I was thinking, well, did I make the right decision leaving corporate? And what happened is, the system I'm using now, the main difference is I have a mentor, I've got a blueprint, I've got a path I need to follow. And within just a little more than 2 years full-time with this system, I've made close to $700,000. And that's from making $200 the previous 14 months prior. And I'm just so amazed. We're right now in the middle of a beautiful resort. I've got my wife and my 2 kids with me. Just this year, because of the system that I'm using, I've been able to visit places like Bali, Indonesia, Curacao, Dominican Republic, and Thailand. It's just been amazing.
It's truly a mastermind situation. Not only are we masterminding with ourselves and with awesome people from around the world that are very, very smart entrepreneurs with the same mindset as myself, but the speakers have been just totally phenomenal, and the value that we're getting from the speakers is something that I can actually go back and use for my business, even different parts of my life with regards to investing and building my my entrepreneur mindset has been increased.
Firstly, we got amazing knowledge. We got knowledge on how to drive traffic, how to generate leads, how to convert better. We met incredible people who are doing amazing businesses. We'll be forming joint ventures. We had opportunity to hang out with movers and shakers, people who came here from different parts of the world, from US, from Australia, from UK, and combined they made over a couple of $100 million, if not even $1 billion.
There's been no time in human history where an everyday person like myself can start a business for a very small capital investment and use today's technology, the internet, telecommunications, and very easy to use and easily accessible systems that can be implemented immediately to allow me to reach a global marketplace and have my company's products, services being marketed to now a worldwide audience. And I can do that very effectively, very affordably, and that is going to allow me the ability to travel the world with my family and take my children on adventures that they would not otherwise be able to experience if I was stuck in a corporate job or a traditional business that was, you know, that required me to be just locally established. So this has really opened up time, you know, money and location options for myself and my family. And for that, I'm really grateful.
Now here's another way of looking at it. Let's say that a friend recommended a restaurant to you and they told you how great the food was and how great their experience was and how well they were treated. And just pretend at the end of that interaction, what if you turned to them and you said, have you actually been to the restaurant? And they said, no. Would you believe a single word that they have said? Absolutely not, because they haven't actually gone and experienced it. In fact, you would be thinking, well, how are you recommending this to me if you haven't even visited that restaurant? Why are you telling me about how great it is if you yourself are not willing to actually go there and eat the food? So in a way, it's the same as in this business. Here's another way of looking at it. Let's pretend that you were looking for a car to buy and the person who was selling it to you, and they were telling you about how great it is and how great it handles and how great it takes corners and how great it accelerates. If you said to them, well, have you yourself actually driven the car? And they said to you, well, no. Well, then again, would you take anything that they're saying to you seriously? Absolutely not, because they haven't even experienced the product. Now, if they can tell you from experience, let's say if they've actually gone and done a test drive, or if they actually happen to own that car and they're telling you how great it is, that's far more powerful, because you know this person actually knows what they're talking about. They've actually experienced the product. Well, again, it's the same in this industry. People who get ahead, people who do really well, they first invest in the training themselves, they set the example, they lead by example, and then they set that expectation that others can follow them in their footsteps. Speaking of which, I want to tell you about how I first got started in this industry. So you've already heard a little bit of the story. I got started in late 2008. I knew absolutely nothing about internet marketing, and my first few months were a bit of a struggle. Okay, I'll just be completely honest with you about that. I got off to a little bit of a slow start. And part of it was because I didn't have a coach, I didn't have direction. There was nothing like this program that you're going through right now back in those days. You had to build all your own websites, you had to do all of your own phone sales. You didn't have anything that Mode provides to its consultants like we do. So when I was starting out, all I could do was really invest in myself and learn these skills and attain the knowledge. And that's exactly what I did. I started spending a lot of my money on training, on events, on products, because I knew that the more valuable that I could make myself, the more knowledgeable that I could be about these solutions to my prospects, then the better that I would be able to market and that I would be able to sell them. So here's a picture of me when I first started out. You can see this is my bedroom, and this was my office in Perth, Australia. And I worked out of that bedroom for about 1 year before I moved into another one and did the exact same thing. But back in those days, again, I didn't have a lot of results behind me. In fact, I didn't really have any results. I hadn't made a lot of money. But the one thing that I knew that I could do is if I kept on reading books, if I kept on investing in the right training and learning from the right people, then that was going to help me build my business. So one of the very first big investments I ever made was in a mastermind. And that mastermind was in Fiji, of all places, which just so happened to be the first place that we ever did a mastermind in Mobe, which was in 2013. That was a platinum. And here's a few pictures. This is, again, me back in 2010, attending my first mastermind. This particular one happened to be $9,000. And I also invested in another one at the same time, which was $15,000. But this was the very first one. So I remember showing up to that mastermind. Again, I didn't have a lot of results behind me. I was still quite new to the business, but I knew that if I could experience this mastermind, which I happened to be promoting, if I could actually go and learn the training that they were teaching, then when I got home, I would be able to promote it, I would be able to talk about it, and I would be able to tell others how great it was from experience. Not from what I'd read on a sales page, but from actually experiencing the product. And I just knew that that would be very powerful. And it paid off, because shortly after that, what you're looking at here, this is the original email that came into me. I've actually saved it, and I blurred out the company name. But this sale, you can see it was for $9,055. And I didn't get to keep all of that. My commission on that for this company, because I was doing all the phone sales and everything, I actually got a $5,000 commission on that, $5,000 US, which was a lot of money. But at the same time, my client happened to get the next program, the same one that I had invested in as well, and that one was $15,055. So they actually brought both of them at the same time. Now, of this amount, I got a $9,000 commission. So total was $9,000 plus $5,000, $14,000 US. Back in those days, that was about $15,600 Australian. And I remember that moment incredibly clearly. I remember that moment. I even remember the particular apartment that I was living in, the room where I was when I actually experienced that sale. And I remember just feeling so good because I just made more money. I'd made more than $15,000 in a single day. And that was more than I'd made in any prior 2 months ever in my entire life. In one day, I'd made over $15,000. So I really needed the money at the time because, again, I had been building the business, and being new, I'd got off to a little bit of a slow start. But when that money came in, when I actually experienced that, there was really no better feeling. The funny thing is, from that day, Mobe obviously started a few years later, and we've gone on to generate well over $100 million in revenue. We've had days where we do hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. That's really not a big deal these days, but no day, even today, at the level we're at, comes even remotely close to that very first day where I experienced my very first high-ticket commissions. So the point I'm trying to make here is that this wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have been able to get that sale if I couldn't have explained to my prospect on the phone what those programs were actually like. There's no way that she would have had the confidence to buy them from me if I myself didn't have the confidence to even invest in them. I hope that makes sense to you, because even though as a Mobe consultant, you're not necessarily going to be on the phone talking to people about the masterminds, in your marketing, you will be communicating these kind of things. You will be talking about the fact that you are a platinum consultant, you are a diamond consultant. After you've attended the masterminds, you will be able to talk about them. You will be able to show photos of them. You will be able to talk about what you learned from the speakers. So when you've actually consumed the product and you can use that in your marketing, it's just an amazing leverage tool. It really is. It really helps you to promote them and to get those sales. So what you're looking at here, this is a 2-year period that shows the growth of Mobe. So Mobe started in 2011, and you can see in the very beginning we weren't doing that much, but towards the end of that first 2-year period, we were doing over $1 million a month. And these days we do obviously a lot more. Now, all of this that you're looking at, which has gone on to be again over $100 million in revenue and over $67 million paid out to our consultants, this is all a result of me continuing to invest in myself. You can't sell high-ticket programs if you're not willing to invest in them. That's just a fact, okay? Or at least I should say you can't sell them remotely as well. But when you can actually talk about the story of how you went and invested in those programs, even though maybe it was a bit of a stretch. Maybe you didn't initially have the money to do it, so you had to be a little bit resourceful. But when you can tell that story, it's really, really powerful, and it gives others confidence to follow in your footsteps. So if you listen to a lot of these success stories on Mobe Inspiration, and I'll put the link below as well, and some videos you can check out, but you'll notice that just about every person there who's making the high-ticket commissions, they've all invested in those training programs, and they've been willing to actually go to them and experience the training. So it really helps them get these sales coming in. So after you graduate from these 21 steps, you are going to be positioned at either a silver, gold, titanium, platinum, or diamond consultant level. And again, what do you think is going to be the most powerful? If you can say that you're a diamond consultant, do you think that that's going to really help you in your marketing? Absolutely it is, especially when you can show that diamond certified consultant badge on your website. Other people will see that, and it will just give them confidence that if they're going to get involved in Mobe, if they're going to invest in our training programs, you're the consultant to work with. So here's a short presentation where I talk further about this. I want you to imagine that this is your website, and instead of me, that's you. Okay, you've got your own branding photo there. Now, right below your photo is your certification level. Let's say that you are a diamond certified partner. Your badge will be displayed right there. Now, if someone doesn't know what that means, they'll be able to click on that, diamond certified, and they'll be able to go and see what the core programs are and what you have to do to get certified. Right there on your website will be all the core products of Mobe: silver, gold, titanium, platinum, diamond. These will all be your affiliate links. So let's say that they're on your website and they see that you're diamond certified and they hover over diamond. They'll see what diamond's about, they'll click on read more, and it will take them to that brand new sales letter for diamond. And it's going to be your affiliate link. Okay, so it's all tracked back to you. But this will be a professional website. Now, here's the other really cool part. Who's ever started a blog and you start writing blog posts, but after a week you kind of lose your momentum? Who's got a blog out there that you haven't updated in over a month? Be honest. Yeah, most of us. I do too. Okay, Matt Lloyd's blog, that hasn't been updated in a while. Well, we're going to fix that for you. You'll notice that on Mobe.com, every single day without fail, we release 3 brand new blog posts. What we're going to do is we're going to custom code your website so that all of our blog posts automatically are fed onto your website. In other words, your website updates every single day. with brand new content. But thank you. Within each piece of content, you'll notice that those pieces of content, at the end, they will usually recommend a product. So let's say that piece of content, it's all about Facebook pay-per-click. Well, at the end of that article, we go and recommend a product on the Mobe Marketplace about Facebook pay-per-click. We're going to do the same thing on your website, but it's going to be your affiliate link. So in other words, you just have this never-ending stream of new content coming out, which can get you sales. When people come to your website, it looks professional. Okay, it looks all very professional. And again, this is just a mock-up. It's going to look way better than this. This is a rough mock-up. Yours will look way better. But they'll see exactly what your certification level is. Now, let's say they don't know what Diamond Certified means. They click on it. And it's then going to take them to a new page showing all the different certification levels. And they will be able to see that you've got certified at Diamond and what Diamond is. They'll be able to see the date that you got certified at Diamond. They'll be able to see what you need to do to get certified as a Diamond partner. They'll see when you did your Platinum, when you did your Titanium, when you did Gold, everything. It's like a timeline that shows your education steps that you went through. Now, let's say that someone's thinking about working with you, or they're thinking about coming on board with Mobe as an affiliate partner. Do you think that if you're certified at Diamond, that's going to help with your credibility? Absolutely. Okay, and it's going to be right there in front of them. They're going to land on your homepage, and your level will be right there, whether you're Diamond, whether you're Silver, whether you're Gold, it's right there in front of them. This will also increase your conversions, because as people come on board and they get started with you, as you go and build your own affiliate team, think about this for a second. I get started with you, and I see that you're Diamond certified. Is that a good first impression? Absolutely. Now, if I'm thinking about going Diamond and I know that you're Diamond, you've just set the example for me to follow. But what if you're only Silver? If you're only Silver, it doesn't look that good. Okay, it'll still give you a little bit of credibility, but it doesn't look as good. So it means that as people go through our marketing process, they're seeing this, they see that you're Diamond, they think, you know what, I want to be Diamond too, because I'm going to have this website built for me, and I want to be able to show everyone that I am a Diamond certified partner within Mobe. It means that you're going to get a lot more upsells in your business. This will dramatically increase your conversion rates. Now, up here in the menu, if they click on products, remember this is all on your own website. If they click on products, every single product within Mobe, on our Mobe Marketplace, and there's currently hundreds of them, you're going to have them all on your website. And below every single product, there's going to be a link. That's going to be your affiliate link. You won't have to waste any time trying to set this up. It's all done for you as part of our new partner program. So now as a Mobe consultant, you're talking to a business owner and they tell you what their struggle is. And let's have a look. Let's say that they tell you that they are struggling to give good sales presentations. So you go to your products tab, or you recommend they go to your products tab on your professional website, and there just so happens to be a product that's related to giving good sales presentations. They click it, they buy, you get paid. Okay, now that they're in your business. Okay, so it's the same with the events. What you're going to see is a lot more events come through Mobe. We're going to start adding a lot more summits, and we're going to add them to our mastermind levels. So Titanium right now includes 3 summits. It's soon going to include a lot more. We're going to make each mastermind level much more valuable, add more training, more content, which means that there's more training to go through to get certified, but we don't want it to be too easy to get certified. We want people to actually have to go through the training, learn a lot, and really earn that certification badge. So you're going to be going back to school soon. Okay, you're gonna have exams. No, I won't make them too hard, but they really will test your understanding. Okay. But all of that's going to be there. And then you're going to have the About Me section. So you'll be able to write your own little bio. You can get your own little photo like that done. You'll have a contact section. They'll fill this out. You'll be able to get leads. Now, the other thing that we're going to do, as you get certified at the higher levels, your website will change. You're going to get additional features. So for example, let's say you're silver. Okay, let's say you're silver. You're going to get a standard website, kind of like the one I just showed you. But if you're willing to upgrade to gold, then your website will be upgraded. It's going to have a few more features now. So for example, you'll be able to start embedding different affiliate links and creating different residual income streams. And as you upgrade to the higher levels, let's say you become diamond, you're going to get access to things like much more templates. You'll be able to completely customize your website and create something with your own color scheme, your own design. You'll be able to choose from lots of different templates so that no one else out there, no other MOB consultant has your website. Yours will be completely unique. But that will be available at the higher levels, at Diamond. But you'll be able to do all kinds of things. MOB sites, that we're going to completely renovate that and make that so much more powerful. And as you get to the higher levels, you're going to get more and more features. You'll be able to create lots of different lead capture pages, everything. Okay, so that's another reason why you want to go Diamond. Okay, so the upgrade to MOB sites, you won't need to upgrade if you're Diamond. You'll get everything plus a whole lot more. We're going to completely renovate that whole thing. Oh, and I'm glad you brought that up because I want to show you one other thing we're working on. Check this out. We're going to give you a brand new back office. And this back office will absolutely kill what we have right now. What we have right now is just, it's okay, but it's kind of outdated. And I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. And I just didn't have the tech resources that I needed to get it done. That's going to change this year. We are rebuilding an entire new tech team, and they're going to be working with me in the offices in KL. No more, we'll still have some virtual staff in our tech team, but the core is going to be right in the office working with me. So your new dashboard, it's going to have everything. Your commissions, all of your stats, everything displayed so it's easy to understand. You know how much traffic you're getting, how many leads you're getting, how many commissions you've got, everything. This living, breathing dashboard, all your key stats, completely customizable, fully integrated with HAS Offers, with our tracking program. You know how right now you log into MOB Office, then you've got to go to HAS Offers, and then you've got to go to mobaffiliatesupport.com, and then you've got to go to your 21-step back office, and everything's spread out. It's not really user-friendly, especially for someone who's brand new. That's going to change. We're going to have everything in the exact same place. You log into one membership site, and it's all there. So at the bottom of your back office, and again, this is a mock-up we threw together. It's going to be much better than this, but everything's going to be here. Announcements from me, so important announcements, so you don't miss them. Daily training calls. Where do you get access to all the different training calls? Event schedules, all your affiliate links, all your reports, calendar, your team members, who they are, their names. You can email them at a click of a button, but it's all here right in your back office. Landing pages, everything, all in the one place. Okay, so this is going to be really, really cool. Now, a common question that I get, especially from new consultants, is, Matt, once I go out there and I start promoting the MOB business and I start recommending different MOB products as a consultant, how do I advise business owners, or how can I communicate to business owners who are more successful than me, who are making more money than me? And this is a really good question because I used to struggle with this when I first started out. In fact, in my mind, when I first started out, I used to think, well, I haven't made any money yet, so how do I go out there and tell people to get these programs and how great they are, especially when those people might be more successful in business than me? But here's what you have to realize, and this is something I've learned over the years. Most business owners, even the ones who are making good money, many of them are actually not really that good at business. Okay, and I know that's a pretty bold statement, but let me explain why. Typically, most business owners are actually people who did a job, were really good at doing the thing, and then decided to start a business around it. So for example, you might have a restaurant owner who used to be a chef, and they're very good at making food, at cooking food, at serving food. So they decide to start a business around that skill. And because they're so good at it, they are able to experience some success. So maybe they're able to make 6 figures per year, but they're always in the business. And what they really created is a job. It's a self-created job, and their employer is themselves. So they're working for themselves, but at the end of the day, it's still a job. If they don't show up, money is not going to come in so freely. But a real business isn't dependent on the entrepreneur or the founder actually showing up and doing the work. A real business is where you create a system around fulfilling that thing that you used to be really good at. Or maybe, in fact, you're not even really good at it and you find other people who are. And that's really a common thread throughout the MOB core curriculum. The whole point of getting into business is so that you don't have to be there 12 hours a day, 7 days a week doing all the work. A business is meant to free you, it's not meant to constrain you. So even these people who might be making 6 figures per year, even these people still need advice, they still need training. And if you've been through the MOB core curriculum training, you actually understand more about business than most of them do. Okay, they know how to do the thing that they do really well, but they don't necessarily know how to build a successful business. They don't know how to scale a business. Whereas you've had the training and you can therefore recommend the resources like the Titanium Mastermind, Platinum Mastermind, and Diamond Mastermind. Now, once you've been through the MOB curriculum training, you will be able to recognize very quickly where someone is at in building their business. So you'll be able to recognize whether they're just at the start, whether they are struggling with scaling their business, so therefore perhaps Titanium Mastermind would be great for them. You'll be able to recognize if they're getting close to an exit, therefore the Diamond Mastermind would be something you recommend. But once you've been through the training, you will be able to recognize it in other businesses. So the action steps for today, here's what I want you to do. Number one, when getting certified as a MOB consultant, where do you see yourself being? Do you see yourself being a Platinum consultant, a Diamond consultant? And I'm talking about 30 days from now, and I'm also talking about 1 year from now. So I want you to write down your answers, and I want you to communicate that to your coach. Where do you see yourself being in this entire program? Do you see yourself being a Diamond certified consultant? And also, why? Why do you see yourself being at that level? I want to ask you, can you see the advantages of being at certain levels? So for example, can you see the advantage of being a Diamond certified consultant over, say, a Titanium certified consultant? And then what I want you to do, I want you to draw up a classic positive versus negative list. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down under the positives all the positives around investing in the core curriculum training programs that MOB offers. So for example, Titanium, Platinum, and Diamond. What are the benefits you're going to get? How's that going to enhance your ability to consult? How is that going to enhance your ability to be a MOB consultant and to make more money? I want you to write down all of those positives. So think about the training and mentors you'll get, the commissions you'll be able to make, and also the system you'll be able to leverage. And then what I want you to do is I want you to list any drawbacks if you can think of any. Okay, so that would be in the negative column. And then I want you to take that and show that to your coach on your next call. So that's it for step 11. In step 12, here's what I'm going to show you. In step 12, you will discover the many sales channels that MOB has in place to monetize your leads and get you paid big commissions. And then in step 13, you'll be shown how to get access to the necessary funding required to build your business and create your desired earning level. So go ahead, reach out to your coach, do the action steps, and I will see you in just a moment.